It's about time with Rashawn. It's about time boxing, aka Mr. Trill 100 Mil, Mr. RBTB. Thank you to every single man, to everybody. I don't care where you at, where you're from. You rock with me. I love you. I rock with you. Thank you for everybody who like my videos, share the videos, leave the comments. Even those of y'all who don't like what I say, who don't agree with what I say, but y'all still take the time to watch my videos and leave the comments, man. I respect and I appreciate y'all too as well. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and please encourage others to subscribe to Rashawn's Bout Time Boxing. And don't forget to hit that notification button to stay up on the latest with Rashawn's Bout Time Boxing. So before I get into the Canelo Alverez Terence Crawford fight, the boxing world, received some sad news, man. Ricky Hitman Hatton, was found dead in his home. He was 46 years old. He fought the likes of Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Jose Luis Castillo, a few others. You know what I mean? He was an entertaining guy to watch. It's just whether you liked him or didn't like him, he has a family and he got people that care about him, and you still got to respect what he did and what he contributed to the fight game. So my condolences go out to his family, to his son Campbell Hatton, his brother Matthew, and his mother and father, and the entire Hatton family. On behalf of Rashawn's Bout Time Boxing in the city of Philadelphia, our condolences go out to Ricky Hatton. So we're going to toll the bell 10 times out of respect for Ricky Hitman Hatton. Rest up, champ. Rest up, champ. Condolences again to the entire Hatton family. Okay, so how's everybody feeling on this glorious Sunday morning? Now, and I'm going to repost the last video that I did. I'm going to put it in the description box below, so y'all can go ahead and check that out. And if you get a chance, look at some of the comments that people left me when I put up my last video and said, will there be any excuses after Terence Crawford beat Canelo? Like, they gonna make up excuses for him? And first of all, I just want to say too, salute and shout out to Andre Ward, man, who did a great job with the commentating. He was extremely unbiased. He kept everything even, and even though he's real good friends with Terence Crawford, he didn't play either side. He kept it. He called the fight even. So salute to you, Andre Ward, for calling the fight straight down the middle. Because it was some people, who was trying to make it seem like that Andre Ward was being biased, but he wasn't. And for those who think that, you need to go back and watch the fight. And if you understand boxing, and if you ever been in that ring and had them gloves on, and you know how this thing worked. So again, salute to Andre Ward for his unbiased, commentary. Great job, champ. All right, so, and shout out to my guy Rebel Life Boxing. Y'all sub up to his channel and sub up to any of the channels he tell y'all to sub up to. You see what I'm saying? Because it was a lot of these bigger channels, right, who was actually against Terence Crawford. You see what I'm saying? Shot Paul TV, Showbiz, the kid, or whatever he called himself. Showbiz, whatever, the guy with the big eyes. Because I remember when they first announced the fight and they did their first face off and all that, he was talking about this look he saw in Terence Crawford's face. About, oh, I seen this look in his eyes. He's scared. He don't, you know. And then you got all these other big channels too. They was going against Bud, right? Same way they went against him when he fought Errol Spence, right? But they Timothy Bradley too. He's another one. Canelo different, y'all. Canelo this, Canelo that. But when they go again, when they was going against him, they were still trying to leave like these small little windows open where they can come back and reverse their narrative and say, oh, well, you know, yeah, I did say Canelo this and that, but you know, I always knew that Bud could do it. And this is how you know, again, a lot of y'all people don't know shit about boxing. A la Roger Mayweather, Uncle Raj. A lot of y'all was against Terence Crawford. And it's funny how all of a sudden I started seeing all these the narrative switch. Now all of a sudden everybody talking about and the new and oh, Bud did this, Bud did that. And that jackass Mike Coppinger and the other jackass Mario Lopez. They wasn't, you know, they wasn't shy about, you know, siding with Canelo. Mike Coppinger, he never liked Terence Crawford anyway. And he claimed that he's unbiased and this, that, and the third and all that. But you can check his history and see how it is when it comes to certain fighters. And Mario Lopez, he's a fan of the sport, but he don't really know too much about boxing, yet he's commentating. And he simply picked Canelo just because he was a Mexican. And I had all these people on my channel the last time I did the video talking about it being excuses for Canelo once Terence Crawford beat him. You know, oh, here we go with these Bud fanboys. Some Mexicans was on there. Oh, you only picked him because he's black. Had nothing to do with it. His color had nothing to do with anything. So I guess y'all never heard the expression of styles make fights. And you don't pay attention about the two styles and how they do and don't translate in the ring. Y'all, I guess y'all haven't watched or studied Canelo enough to know that this man has trouble with boxers. And realistically, all right, losing to Terence Crawford is his third loss, but he really should have 4. Because a lot of people, I'm not the only one, but a lot of people feel like he lost to Erislandy Lara. And Lara was a southpaw. But I always told everybody, RBTB, Rashawn's About Time Boxing, whether we like a fighter or don't like a fighter, I'm going to give the fighter the credit that they deserve. It don't have nothing to do with this, even though a lot of people making it about the race and the skin and all that. Mexican versus black and, oh, he put Jaron Ennis in his camp. Terence Crawford got a Mexican guy in his camp. Y'all made it out to be about the race, not about the skill of the two individuals, not about the styles of the two individuals and how they do or don't translate together in the ring, because styles make fights. Styles make fights. Shout out to my guy, Chris Alexander, too. Y'all go to stylesmakefights.com and go cop up some of them shirts, hoodies. But I told everybody that Terence Crawford would beat him. See, everybody was thinking about the knockout. Oh, he ain't going to be able to knock out Canelo. And what was everybody saying? Guys like Timothy Bradley, you know, and all these other so-called big channels who was going against Bud. Bud too small. He's going up 2 weight classes. But y'all keep forgetting Terence Crawford is different. He's not a Jamel Charlo. He's not a John Ryder. He's not a Jaime Munguia. He's not an Edgar Berlanga. He's not a William Skull. No disrespect to Caleb Plant, but he's not a Caleb Plant either. Now, let's go back and look at Canelo's last 5, maybe 6, 7 opponents. The last time Canelo stopped somebody, it was in 2021. It was Caleb Plant. And that was only because Plant got gassed in the second half of the fight. And he couldn't throw nothing. He couldn't put nothing on Canelo to keep Canelo up off of him. Skill-wise, yeah, Caleb Plant had the skill to beat Canelo, but he gassed out and he couldn't hit Canelo or hit it or put nothing on him to keep Canelo up off of him. Jamel Charlo, Berlanga, Munguia, Skull, especially Charlo and Berlanga. It was about the money. They was just happy with going the distance. It wasn't about legacy or or stamping, it's like, solidifying themselves, you know what I mean? No, they just wanted to, get the paycheck and say they went the distance with Canelo. Now, Canelo, and he fought Gennady Golovkin. Couldn't even hurt Gennady. Did he drop Berlanga? Yep. But could he pull the trigger and finish him off? No. And what happened when Berlanga fought Hamza Shirov? What happened? Dropped him in one round. The next round knocked him out. He dropped Jaime Munguia. Munguia got back up and finished the fight. He couldn't finish him off. He couldn't stop William Skull. He couldn't stop Triple G. He dropped Jamel Charlo, but Charlo took a knee. He went up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo. Now imagine if that was Bud and Charlo fighting. He might have stopped Charlo. Especially if they was fighting at 154. But all y'all people kept talking about, he too small. He going up 2 weight classes. Y'all keep forgetting Bud had a year and some change to properly and safely put the weight on and to train. Y'all keep forgetting he go up in Colorado Springs, high altitude, and train. Y'all keep forgetting Bud is a patient fighter. And Bud is a dog. He's not your regular run-of-the-mill ordinary fighter. When he fought Errol Spence, I told everybody the same thing. Everybody said the same thing. He too small. Spence gonna walk him down. He gonna dog walk him. Yeah, I didn't think so with a fighter who only got one style, one-dimensional, got one style, one way to fight. And if he gets hurt with that style, he can't make no adjustments. He just got to continue with that style. And look at what happened when Bud got him hurt. Spence could not make the adjustments that he needed to make to bring himself back in the fight. Bud dropped him with a jab. This man can evenly distribute the power in both hands. He dropped Spence with a jab, with a right jab. And it looked like he hurt Canelo at least twice in that fight. Different rounds. Beginning of the 9th, he, got right in on Canelo. Then Canelo headbutted him. Y'all say it was accidental. I say it was intentional. Because Canelo knew he was behind. And what y'all haven't been paying attention to is that Canelo kind of gets gassed on the second half of his fights. And then you got to look at why he chose to fight the people that he was going, that his last 4 or 5 people that he fought. Because they had a name, and on paper it looked like they belonged in the ring with him, even though stylistically and skill-wise they really didn't match up with Canelo. Munguia on paper, yeah, it looked like he belonged in there with Canelo. But realistically, stylistically, skill-wise, he never belonged in there. Berlanga, you can make the argument he's overrated. All the people he was knocking out, he was supposed to look good beating those people. Triple G, they was right in each other's face. John Ryder, come on, man. with the exception of Caleb Plant. Yeah, unanimous decisions. But y'all didn't realize Canelo couldn't pull the trigger on them guys, minus Caleb Plant. And even with the three that he dropped, Charlo, Munguia, Berlanga, couldn't finish them off. And I kept telling everybody, he's not the same Canelo he was 5 years ago. And then you got to look at why he chose to fight those guys, because he was still going to get paid a substantial amount of money and then beat these guys who on paper look like they belonged in the ring with him. And because they have a name, Munguia ended up getting knocked out by somebody people barely knew of. And Berlanga got knocked out by Hamza Shiraz. And he couldn't stop William Skull. And everybody came down on Canelo about his performance. But once they realized he signed the contract to fight Terence Crawford, and then you got to look at it like this. Even with Bivol, when he chose to fight Bivol at 175, he looked at it like Bivol was, even though he had a name, he was relatively inexperienced. And Canelo thought that he could exploit that. But Bivol held Canelo to a single-digit punch output throughout the fight. Floyd dominated him. And he got frustrated in that fight with Floyd. So for all those people, yeah, you Mike Coppinger. Yeah, you Mario Lopez. And I don't usually bang with Mark Kriegel, but I give Kriegel his credit because he said, I love telling Mike Coppinger, I told you so. And Mike Coppinger, one of them type dudes, even though he know he wrong, he just gonna disagree just for the sake of disagreeing. And he one of them guys who always think he's right. Timothy Bradley, all y'all talking about Canelo was different. Yeah, once upon a time. Yeah, when he knocked out James Kirkland, who skill-wise, stylistically didn't match up with him. Alfredo Angulo, stylistically, skill-wise, didn't match up with him. Shane Mosley was on his way out when he fought him. So he got all these names. But some of these people, man, you know, they were on their way out. Or stylistically or skill-wise, they never really matched up with him. And Bud, his entire career was always chasing greatness. And I'm going to tell you something. Terence Crawford, and some of y'all say arguably, is the greatest fighter of his generation. Greatest fighter of his generation. And no fighter, no other fighter will accomplish what he has accomplished. No other male fighter will accomplish what he has accomplished. And if they do, it will not be no time soon. No time soon. To be now a 5-time, 5-division, 3-division undisputed champion. The great Floyd Mayweather didn't even accomplish that. So where's all those people who was on my channel, you know what I mean, and who was talking about, you know, oh, here go these Bud fanboys. Canelo gonna whoop his ass. Canelo gonna knock him out. Canelo gonna do this. Canelo gonna do that. It's all crickets now. They silent, they quiet now. And then watch. Go on YouTube and look at all these other big channels and stuff now. Look at how these narratives switched. And they might have deleted the videos that they put up saying that Canelo was going to knock Bud out or was going to beat Bud or Bud didn't have a chance. See, that's why I didn't have to put up a whole bunch of videos with clickbait and all that type of stuff about this fight. I didn't have to do it. And I told everybody, And if those of y'all who familiar with Nate Miller, Mr. Miller, he fought Tommy Hearns, he fought Orla Norris, he fought, a few other people who's WBA cruiserweight champ. Nate Miller and I had a conversation. I remember when Bud fought Spence, he picked Spence. I picked Bud and I told him why. He told me, nah, man, Bud too small. And he picked Canelo for this fight. Now, he'll probably try to say, nah, I never said that. I just said that if he's going to win, blah, blah, blah. And I told him that Bud would beat Canelo. And he talking about, Bud's still 37. I said, yeah, but he's a young 37. And he's the fresher of the two fighters. Canelo was an old 35. And even though they both didn't have like extensive amateur backgrounds, Bud still had more amateur fights than Canelo. Turned pro 3 years after Canelo. Or, no, Canelo was 15 when he turned pro. I think Bud was 21, I think, or something like that when he turned pro. I think he turned pro on my birthday, March 14th. 08, I think, something like that. But I don't want to digress. But I want to hear from all of those people who was talking all that shit, leaving all them comments, talking about Canelo was going to dust Bud. They call my brother Rebel Life Boxing. Again, sub up to his channel, y'all. Y'all gonna always get great content from Rebel Life Boxing. Always. Unbiased. Speak the facts. But they said he was a fanboy. And where's that clown, that sissy boy Fanon, who said Bud was juicing and all this other nonsense? And there was these narratives out here from him and a bunch of other people talking about Bud juicing and all that. But y'all just forgot about Canelo eating mystery meat and all that stuff, right? Y'all wanted Bud to lose that bad. And y'all can say fanboy or whatever y'all want. Now, I'm telling the truth. Now, I'm not, listen, I'm in no way, shape, or form am I disrespecting Canelo's legacy or what he has accomplished in the sport of boxing, because Canelo is accomplished. He is solidified. He is a Hall of Famer. No question about it. But his career ran its course. And he ran into that Bud train. And see, again, everybody was looking at it like, oh, well, Bud can't hurt. That's all you kept hearing. Well, he can't hurt Canelo. He going up 2 weight classes. And I know why a lot of y'all going to try to switch the narrative and change it up now, but a lot of y'all was basing that off of Jamel Charlo going up 2 weight classes. Well, if he went up 2 weight classes, and the other thing y'all was basing it on was his performance against Madrimov. Oh, well, he couldn't do this with Madrimov and all that. And look, he took Canelo's best shot. And just like I told everybody, Canelo, his signature punch is that overhand or that trying to go to the body. He try to feint with the hook to the body and go over top, or he try to go over top and feint with the hook to the body. And usually, sometimes if he can get you hurt with either one, then he shoot that uppercut. And look, most of the night, that's what he kept trying to land. And so, what's going to be the excuses? Oh, he fought an old Canelo. Because Canelo didn't say he said he felt great. Matter of fact, Eddie Reynoso said this was the best that Canelo looked, and they said they was going to knock Bud out. Bud took his best shot. So for all y'all talking about Bud ain't got no chin, because y'all basing that off the Gamboa fight, off of when he fought Mean Machine, stop both of them. So what are y'all going to say next? What are y'all going to say next? And realistically, Bud don't have to fight no more if he don't want to. And he earned the right to move any way he wants to move in the sport of boxing. So if he never chooses to fight again, he earned the right to do that. And whoever, if he chooses to fight again, whoever he wants to fight again, he earned the right to do that. And he's a Hall of Famer. So don't insult or disrespect his career because y'all mad that he beat Canelo. He defied the odds once again. And I don't want to hear none of that shit about Canelo being old or now something gonna come out, a few weeks later, Canelo was really injured, but they kept it quiet and all that. I don't want to hear none of that. Canelo said he was the best version of himself. And what did he say? You're gonna say it's gonna be different for you. It's gonna be different for you, my friend. No, you're gonna say Turkey gonna be crying. It's gonna be different for you, my friend. And Canelo, when he said Terence Crawford ain't never fight nobody, but said, so when I stomp a mud hole in your ass, are you gonna be a nobody? And then what y'all gonna say? Oh, Canelo's the biggest name on his resume. Yep, he beat Canelo. He can do anything he wants. And Bud is not a small guy like all of y'all think. Y'all ain't listen to Brian. Y'all ain't listen to shout out to Bo Mack and Team Crawford too. When Bo Mack said, Bud should have been up there fighting at them weights, but he was able to make the smaller weight. So he was like, yo, we gonna stay down here and we gonna dominate. Now I'm waiting to see who gonna drop the comments in the comment section below now and talk some nonsense. Yeah, am I still on drugs? Am I smoking rocks? Am I getting high? Am I crazy? Huh? And again, I'm not disrespecting Canelo's career or his legacy. He's done a lot of things in his career. But Bud is a young 37. And he controlled and dictated the pace of the entire fight, just like Mayweather did. I gave Canelo 2 rounds. 2. Dos. So I want to hear y'all thoughts. Those of y'all who rock with me and who agree with what I said, salute to y'all. Much love and respect to y'all. And for those of y'all who was mad at what I said, and like I said, I'm going to put that video in the description down below. It's going to be down there so y'all can go back and rewatch it. And when I said that, will there be excuses and all that stuff for Canelo when Terence Crawford beat him? And some of y'all, because y'all mad, gonna be like, oh man, you ain't know, you just was guessing. No, that wasn't no guess. I knew he was gonna beat Canelo. I knew he was gonna beat Canelo, and I knew why he was gonna beat Canelo. Just like when I knew I knew he was gonna beat Errol Spence, and why he was gonna beat Errol Spence. Just give him his credit. Tip y'all hat. Put the crown on the man's head. He's stamped. You know what you're gonna have to go through to try to accomplish what he's accomplished in boxing? That's why I said no other fighter will ever accomplish what he has accomplished. And if they do, it won't be no time soon. And if it does happen, a lot of us probably won't even be here when it's happening. So again, drop the comments in the comment section below. Let me know. And I didn't mean to go, I didn't mean to be this long in this video. I really wanted to just, hit certain key points and get right to it. But it was so much stuff, that a lot of people was, going against Terence Crawford. Like I said, you had that sissy boy for 9, Showbiz, and then they was all going against Terence Crawford. They did. Timothy Bradley, again, Mike Coppinger, Mario Lopez, and all that. Okay? and they tried to put Mark Wahlberg on the spot, but he said, "Oh, I like both. I love them both. I'm friends with both. I don't want to get that call." But he might have secretly been picking Canelo to win. But now, if he talk about it now, he'll probably say, "Nah, I was gonna go with Bud anyway, but I just ain't want to openly come out." See, when people leave them little windows, them doors open where they can come back and try to switch their narratives around and make it seem like that they always was siding with Terence Crawford, knowing that they really wasn't. It's sad because it's like he's damned if he do, he's damned if he don't. No matter what he do, he still ain't gonna get the credit. And it's a lot of y'all who still not gonna get that man no credit. But like I said, mess with your boy. Rock with Rebel Life Boxing. Subscribe to his channel and any other channels he tell y'all to sub up to. Do not forget, please, to like, share, and subscribe to this video. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all who rock with me. RBTB, Trill 100 Mil Gang, and we out.